Khalid El Amin, born April 25, 1979. Today's feature is a guy I think was such an underrated player and one of the best ball handlers I've seen in college basketball. His stop on a dime pull-up was freezing and caught many by surprise. He was also a very good leader and major factor in UConn's 1999 NCAA championship win over Duke. That night, Khalid can be seen running across the court screaming how he and his team had shocked the world. Today, some would like to paint a different picture of the guard and his family, one we won't discuss here, but will say how much it has no effect on what made him great or played a role in stunting his growth. He's yet another iconic name in the game that's respected by most for what he did as an amateur, but wasn't able to make the same impact as a pro. Why? Let's get into it. Salute to my guy Bump 1949 on IG. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. El Amin was born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where he was a basketball prodigy that starred for North High School as an 8th grader. Get this, he was a 3-time state champ, 3-time state player of the year, Minnesota Mr. Basketball, and McDonald's All-American by the end of his high school career. There's nothing more you could ask for at that age as a baller. Amin would choose UConn over pretty much every school you can think of, but mainly the Minnesota Gophers, who he gave a verbal commitment before signing with the Huskies. And what a great decision. In short, he would hit the ground rolling and soar to great heights for the program. But one thing was glaringly clear. Stunt number 1, little things. Listen, take some time and go watch this guy's college highlights and tell me your mind doesn't imagine his exact skills, but at least at 6 foot. I understand he wouldn't have the same speed or quickness, but he would still be so cold. Just the way he approached the game with his dog aggressiveness, confidence, and also how he managed to never let one particular defender stop him from playing his game. For better or worse, he was the same player whether on the playground or conference championship. Amin was amazing as a freshman. He was named Big East Conference Rookie of the Year while being one of the leaders on the team in scoring at 16 a game and setting UConn's single-season scoring record for a freshman. His start at a different height would definitely see him leave early and become a lottery pick. Derrick Rose was the number 1 pick in his class, while Amin's numbers and accomplishments were far better. I hate using a person's height as a reason their growth was stunted, but in his case, it's obvious. Little things like an inch or 2 or 4 can change a person's life. He had all the game, but in my opinion, NBA teams saw him as a bit too small, as well as his skills not being able to be effective at that size on the next level, as we'll discuss later. Stunt number 2, potential. From day one at UConn, Khalid was the epitome of what you see is what you get. Over his career, he didn't show the growth potential in that span that scouts wanted to see. He peaked as a freshman and never was able to take it to the next level. For a smaller player in those days, you just had to be able to have another gear that you can go to past your contemporaries. As a sophomore, his team saw the emergence of star guard Richard Hamilton. Hamilton, as a junior, took his game to another level, averaging over 21 points a game. Amin, on the other hand, saw a dip in his numbers from 16 a game to 13 a game. At his size, there wasn't time to be giving up points. Everything has to go right for you, including a consistent uptick in production. Anything below what you did the previous season can be seen as a cause for concern for a GM or scout that's on the fence about your game. Yet and still, his team would win the ultimate prize in the highly coveted NCAA championship. That was made even more sweet defeating the Duke Blue Devils. Richard Hamilton went on to the NBA, and Khalid decided to come back for another season. Who knows, maybe he should have followed Hamilton and give himself a first-round chance. Or maybe it would have been better had he averaged 13 as a freshman and 16 as a sophomore, showing at least you have the potential to get better. Either way, that wasn't reality, and now El Amin found himself in a make-it-work mind frame. Stunt number 3, not in this league. In his junior season, Amin led the Huskies in scoring at 16 points a game, the same exact numbers he had as a freshman. He was a first-team all-conference player and finalist for the Naismith Award. That season, his team wasn't as powerful as usual and lost in the conference tournament and second round of the NCAA tournament. He would declare for the 2000 NBA draft and be taken by the Bulls with the 34th overall pick. Chicago saw a roster of 15 that had 8 rookies, all fighting for a chance to see the floor. He would play in 50 games for the Bulls, starting 14 of them. But one thing the team and league began to see clearly was that his height was definitely a factor in this league. He may have gotten away with it in high school and college when he was the man, but was, in his own words, humbled really quickly when he saw that his skills at that level just weren't measuring up. Everyone's fast and quick out there. Everyone was a star at some point prior, so not developing other ways to stand out, like being a better passer, which he wasn't at 2.9 assists a game, or becoming a knockdown shooter that could be relied on, which he also wasn't at 33% from 3 and 38% shooting 2s. Imagine a guy like Ricky Davis's length and athleticism now guarding you, instead of some guy named Jason Hart or Bobby Smith. Now all of a sudden, those crossover and stop on a dime pull-ups aren't as effective. So instead of swishing a mid-range shot, you have to settle for passing it. The league isn't looking for guys that perfect bailout passes. Therefore, in my opinion, Amin only lasted a season in the league. He averaged 6 points a game and 2 assists. He would take his talents and popular name all over the world ever since, where he's had a very great and lucrative career. After retiring, he returned to his roots of Minneapolis, where he became a coach for his high school boys team. All in all, Amin was a joy to watch on most levels, and is a person everyone enjoys being around according to reports. He wasn't able to stick in the league, but has made a great alternative life and now gets to assist others. Let's hope he averages more than 2 in that field though, huh? Salute to El Amin, man. Coming up, he was one of my favorites to watch, so I gotta put some respect on his name. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.